Citizen Action in 2010, and Rachel was our first intern. There's a group of interns coming in. And just like for organizers, take people where you're at, it's also important for a director, for organizers to understand that too, and take us where we're at. Because we're trying to figure out what's going on. And what was going on back then is we knew Oak Forest Hospital was gonna be closed down. They're gonna get rid of all the dying patients upstairs, critical care patients. And when you hear an issue like that, and it was already slated to close down, really what you wanna write on the board in front of the other organizers, the interns in the room, is what we're gonna do about it is, I don't know, I have no idea. But instead, we wrote up one-to-ones and just go talk to people. And I had absolutely no idea how to work this issue. And frankly, just to be clear, I had no idea 3 months in what to do with this issue, but these guys did. So what they did, and this is a hospital 30 miles away with nothing around it and no real relationships. So, of course, as a really good organizer, what I told them to do is go talk to people, right? So they all got in the car, they went down there, they started talking to people, and I had really no direction on what to give them. I just got feedback from them. And before you know it, on their own, in the first 2.5 months, they were able to get all the long-term care patients. These are people on ventilators, in wheelchairs, people on their last days. They were able to find the nurses, they were able to find people in the ER, and all these people, and they just charged this thing. And within about a month and a half, we had about 150 stories, so we made a storybook, their idea. So we made this storybook, and they decided to put together this press conference in front of the hospital. So I show up, this is my first time at the hospital, and there was long-term care patients, this man who's been in a wheelchair for 20 years leading the press conference, right? And then you had the nurses, you had Lee Mayberry, who's just been a wonderful guy who was trying to help folks at the hospital, and all these other folks and doctors and folks that were able to paint a picture of what's actually going on with people at the hospital, and a picture that nobody wanted to look at, and a story that nobody wanted to be told. Long story long, 2 months later, and again, this is all their work, I wanna make sure you understand that within 2 months, all we did was carry the work that they had created, the leaders, the stories, and the media connections, and within 2 months, her work had given Preckwinkle her first loss as a county administrator. She had lost, for the first time in the state, the Illinois Health Facilities Board, for the first time in history, said no to the county 3 times. And I wanna make sure you understand, none of that had to do with anybody else except the interns that you were part of and what they created on their own